Golf is a good way to practice law.
I want to have a family, I want to have children, I want to have a career, I want I want it all.
Sometimes you just have to stop and quit playing because that'll make you happy.
Dianu, as we say at Passover. That's enough already.
In my fantasies, I was, living in Paris and writing poetry.
I think back, should I have done a fellowship? Should I be in academics? But, I look at everybody else in the world and I think, I'm really happy doing what I'm doing.
I like being in the entertainment industry. I love writing and producing TV, but if you told me I could never do it again, I'd be okay, And that's sort of a good thing to know about yourself, too.
The sun came out
Charlie,
go. We're born again, there's new grass on
Good job, Charlie! Money doesn't make you happy. Being well-educated doesn't make you happy. Possessions don't make you happy. We learned all those hard lessons. We did, our generation. Wait, Sean, wait! Go! That's a grand slam.
I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be.
It's the two-seamer.
Teach your children.
Okay, Gaby, what do you want for breakfast?
Can I have frosted flakes? This is my bed, and it's so comfy, and I have a lot of stuffed animals. Yeah, Gaby, and I have a little bit of stuff in it.
I've always liked doing many, many things, and I multitask all the time, and it's my nature.
I had always seen the world as people who run marathons and people who don't run marathons, and I was always a person who was never going to run a marathon. And then all of a sudden it did become a big deal. And it was like, I want this in my pocket. I want to say, yes, I ran a marathon. I wanted to not walk it, I wanted to be running, and I wanted to cross the finish line running. And I did.
Oh, I did some damage, I know it's true. Didn't know I was so wrong till I found you. We can go the distance, we'll find out. In the long run, we can handle some resistance. If our love is a strong one, there's a strong one. People talking about us, they got nothing else to do. When it all comes down, we will still come through.
I think it's a double breaker. It's inside right edge from there, but over here, it looks like you're going to go right to left, and then you've got a left to right at the end. Good luck, Diane.
But I would not be convicted by jury of my peers. Still crazy after all these years.
I hired Dave as a lawyer for our firm, and then we had a great time at Reunion. We started practicing together, and about a year and a half ago, we opened our own firm.
Crazy after all these years.
So I've always been in the art world, and I love art, and love working with it, doing research on it, and even if it wasn't my business, I still would always be studying art or looking at it. This is an artist called Jamie Wyatt. I am lucky because my passion is my profession.
One of the things I realized is, produced or not produced, I can spend 12 hours sitting at the piano writing and never feel bored and never look at my watch once and be ready to do it the next day because, I love it.
Here's the UFI thing that I wanted to show you.
It gives me great pleasure to talk about Doc Hume. I knew him for a long time, and he played a very important role in our society.
Oh, I think I'm really glad he was my father. Even though he was never around.
I kind of fell into documentary and realized that documentary is a way that I can tell stories without having to make anything up. So it's like being able to write a novel without having to have a novelist's imagination, you know.
I don't know what prepared me at Harvard for this, probably having roommates and, you know, growing up in the 70s where we really didn't grow up. She forces me to be young because I get to swing, I get to skateboard, I get to ride bikes, I get to play in the sand, I get to get dirty, I get to wear kid clothes all day long, and I don't have to pretend like I'm a grown-up anymore. Where do you want to go to college?
Harvard.
Really? What do you have to do to get to Harvard?
Go on an airplane.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you you would not go far. That night you open and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they've hung a star. Let's go on with the show.
What's your name? Are you a president?
I'm not quite a president yet. I'm a vice president.
That's okay. Vice president sounds nice too.
This is not our shrine to the class of 1980, to my classmates. This was a neat deal because we actually did a corporate sponsorship with Animal Planet, part of Discovery Communications. One of the things that people always say to me is, you must meet all kinds of interesting people on the elevator. Well, I ran into this guy.
Hello, Harvard Radcliffe class of 1980.
Loneliness is tough, tough as road.
My generation skipped this, but both my parents have people in Louisiana. And it is so sweet to reconnect with that part of who I am.
Set an open course.
I'm gonna be sick! Spinnaker riding. Charlie, love and life. Cooked breakfast this morning, nobody liked it.
Okay, here's something. Corroborate.
The best thing about teaching is the students themselves.
I'm 15 for a moment.
I really like the energy of a classroom, even if it's one that sometimes the energy's a little wild.
No, probably this will all condense into like a brief flash on the screen.
But the first day that I taught, I knew that that was what I should be doing.
Making our way back from Mars.
I've been living in New York for 25 years, and it definitely can be a struggle. I am periodically aware of the fact that it's quite a luxury that I can do my thing and make art, and that I have the freedom to decide what I'm going to do many days of the week, and you know that is, I think, a fairly rare and nice luxury.
Bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike.
I trace the history, the development of the bicycle from the very beginning, the dream of a human-powered vehicle up to the present day.
I said the little leather-winged bat, I'll tell you. What I'm doing is I'm doing some editorial cartooning for a newspaper in Greenfield, Massachusetts. I'm working on one piece right now, which is about the expansion of gambling.
Yeah, we met freshman week. He was in Hollis and I was in Stokely.
And I thought she was a troll.
Wow, that's him right there, the first one. Young red-headed woodpecker right there.
Oh my God.
I just wanted to do nothing but look at birds and study them and draw them for the rest of my life.
I do think that interest in birds and a love of music really go hand in hand. I mean, think about how many classical compositions were based on bird songs. So I think there's a common ground there.
Looks like this bird has 6 primaries sticking out from underneath its secondaries. Strangely enough, that is a species-specific character, so you want to be careful to get that right.
The group I belong to is called Orthopedics Overseas. Its main orientation is teaching. We never go anywhere without teaching medical, it might be medical students, residents, sometimes nurses. Every 2 years we've done volunteer work in Bhutan twice, Vietnam, Tanzania, South Africa, Costa Rica. We really love it.
And it is totally volunteer. We pay our own way. We pay airfare for the whole family now, and we don't get any compensation from our jobs here or from there. So it is totally volunteer, but we love it. It's the payment is helping and getting to see the countries and see the places like a tourist wouldn't, and teaching and knowing that you're making lasting impact in the medical field there.
The countries we travel to, it's often the people who have the least yet have good friends and good family that are the happiest. And when we return here, we see people who are so stressed and have gotten themselves in such a rut and have to make so much money that it's life is not a pleasure, and it's so easy to see when you travel back and forth between places.
Just so wonderful to give to the rest of the world and people that are less fortunate and not have to think about you all the time.
We're in Manhattan Federal Court. This is courtroom 110, which is the courtroom where Martha Stewart was tried. I'm first generation Mexican American to go to college, and I sit in a courtroom every day surrounded by people who are some of the most brilliant minds in the country, and you get to meet them and hear them.
So I'm going to stand up in front of a school group and tell the 8th graders, why don't you become an aerospace engineer so that you can design an airplane that's 10% more fuel efficient than the one your parents flew. It was the day when airplanes were not economical. Right now, any view you have of the sky, there's going to be an airplane and a helicopter. We've got that.
Rocket Man, burning out the fuse out. There are stars in every city.
As we all know, I wanted to go to Harvard to get married and have 5 children and live on the estate in Long Island, blah, blah, blah. It didn't happen. And then I had to get a job. And when I was 28 years old, I finally got a job, and I landed in Hollywood. And here I am in Hollywood having a great time. You know, I've been here for how many years? 20 years? So I've been casting for about 18 years? Yeah, right, 19, make it 19 because I'm 47. And so are my boobs. Okay.
If not himself,